There's a new ETF in Canada right now called CAGE, and a lot of people are already talking about it. And on the surface, it looks like a typical all-in-one ETF, but it's not built the same way as something like XEQT. And if you're investing at 45 or 50, that difference actually matters. My name's Darren. I'm just a regular Canadian who started investing late in life, and I'm proving every day that it is never too late to build wealth. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how this ETF works, what's inside of it, why it's coming to the market right now, and whether it actually makes sense if you're starting later, because this one is a little bit different. So let's start with the basics. CAGE launched in March of 2026. It trades in Canadian dollars, and right now it's sitting around the $20 to $21 range per share at the time I'm recording this. It's already gathered roughly about $50 million in assets, which is pretty quick for a brand new ETF. And the management fee comes in at around 0.28%. Now, if you compare that to something like XEQT, which is closer to 0.20%, you're paying a little bit more for this, but you're also getting a very different strategy. So the next question is, why does this ETF even exist? Because for years, people have been talking about factor investing. But if you were a DIY investor in Canada, you couldn't actually do it easily. You had to hold US listed ETFs, convert your currency to USD, hold multiple funds, and manage everything yourself. And that's exactly what I had to do in my own portfolio. So the idea here isn't new, but the packaging is. In fact, even people like Eugene Fama and Kenneth French built entire models around this idea decades ago. And more recently, people like Ben Felix have been talking about it. But for most Canadian investors, it just wasn't practical. CAGE changes that. It removes that barrier completely. Something else that's really important here is that its ETF isn't just built by one company. Avantis is managing the strategy. They're the ones making the investment decisions, and CIBC is holding the ETF structure, operations, and bringing this to the Canadian market. So this is a combination of institutional level strategy and a major Canadian bank, which is part of why it's getting so much attention. So let's take a look under the hood, because when you buy CAGE, you're not buying stocks directly. You're buying a group of ETFs. This is what's called a fund of funds. So CAGE sits at the top, and underneath that is ETFs, and then inside of those ETFs are the actual companies. You got exposure to the US, Canada, international developing markets, small cap and value, and emerging markets. So you still get global diversification, but the way those companies are selected and weighted is very different. And the strategy isn't happening at the top level, it's happening inside of those ETFs. Now, this is where things really start to separate from something like XEQT, because this is not just passive investing. It's not traditional stock picking either. This is a rules-based, data-driven strategy that combines indexing with structured, active decision-making. They start with a broad universe of companies, and then they analyze things like price and profitability and overall financial strength, and from there, they're looking for companies that are both actively priced and financially strong, because just buying cheap companies can lead you into businesses that are just simply cheap for a reason. And just buying a high quality company can mean that you might be overpaying for it. So what they're trying to do is combine both of these ideas into one. Now, let's slow it down a little bit for a second, because this is the part that really matters. When we talk about factor investing, this isn't a guess, and it's not a trend. This is based on decades of academic research. This comes from work by Eugene Fama and Kenneth French, like I mentioned earlier, who studied how markets actually work going all the way back to the 1960s. And what they found was something really important, that not all stocks deliver the same expected returns. They identified 5 main factors that help explain why some investments outperform others. Things like the overall market, company size, value, profitability, and investment behavior. And together, these factors can explain the vast majority of the differences in returns between diversified portfolios over time. Now, CAGE doesn't focus on all of these equally, but it leans heavily into two of the most important ones, that's value and profitability. Value basically comes down to this: how much are you paying for future profits? Because according to the research, expected returns are driven more by the price you pay today than how good the company is. And if you overpay, your future returns go down. If you are buying at a better price, your expected returns go up. Profitability adds another layer to that because companies that generate strong, consistent profits have historically delivered better outcomes than companies that struggle financially. So now you're not just buying cheap companies, you're trying to buy good companies at better prices. And this is the key idea behind this ETF. Because if you only buy cheap stocks, you can end up with weak businesses. And if you only chase great companies, you might end up overpaying for a lot of them. So what this strategy is trying to do is find companies that are both cheap and strong at the same time. And this isn't just theoretical. When researchers looked at decades of market data, they found that these types of factors have delivered higher returns over longer periods at a time. But, and this is very important, not consistently. There are long stretches, as long as 10 years or more, where this strategy can underperform the market. So this isn't about beating the market every year. It's about increasing your expected return over decades. So when you buy something like CAGE, you're not just buying the market. You're choosing to be different from the market. And that is a big shift. So let's simplify the difference between XEQT and CAGE. XEQT is market cap weighted, which means that the biggest companies get the biggest weight. So companies like Apple or Microsoft end up dominating the portfolio. CAGE doesn't work the same way. It still holds a broad market, but it adjusts the weights based on the data. So instead of just owning more of the bigger companies, it tries to own more of what it sees as better opportunities. That means that the performance is going to be different. XEQT will always look like the market, where CAGE won't. And this is where I think it really matters. If you're starting to invest later like I did at 45 or 50, because you don't just need a strategy that works on paper, you need something that you can actually stick with. If this underperforms for 5 or 10 years, are you still going to hold it? That's the real question here. Now, this is where it really clicked for me because I've already been trying to build parts of this myself, following those ideas from Ben Felix and using ETFs like AVUV and AVDV in US dollars and try to get those factor exposures. So when I look at CAGE, this doesn't feel like a completely new idea. It feels like a different way to do something that I already believe in, but in a much simpler package. And now it's available in Canadian dollars. So when I step back and I look at this, I'm not just comparing it to XEQT anymore. I'm asking something different. Is this a better way to build the same kind of portfolio? Because for years, I've been trying to do this manually using different ETFs and different strategies to piece it all together. And now something like CAGE puts it all into one place. But here's the reality. This doesn't replace something like XEQT. It just gives you a different way to approach the same goal. So if you're someone who wants to keep things simple and just follow the market, then XEQT still makes a lot of sense. And if you want to understand exactly how XEQT works and why so many investors stick with it, watch this video right here because before you decide to switch anything, you need to understand what you already own.